Oh, are you ready for a twist day? Hi, everybody. It's Brooke here for The Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come here first to quench your thirst. Uh, you may be expecting Lana and Logan. I heard that they both caught COVID, and unfortunately, that is transmissible over StreamYard. So they will both not be in this week. However, you do have me. So let's talk about a crazy week of Big Brother.
Hold up, bitch. No.
Okay,
Stop
but like
the presses.
No.
Stop.
No.
But this week there was a guest host on Big Brother.
On
so,
Beyonce's internet, you are gonna come up here and lie on our names like this, Brooke.
And give us COVID too, Brooke.
On Beyonce's, on Taylor Hale's internet.
Well, Julie.
Well, Jerry.
I mean, I get the whole takeover from Jerry, but Brooke, no, baby, not here at the Cup Network. We not gonna have that. No.
I mean, I could go full ringside and turn into the Queen of the Cup. However,
No.
I will delegate.
No. Because at the end of the day, there's only one monarch of the Cup, and it's me.
And me.
Well, you're the queen, I'm the monarch.
Oh,
because non-binary.
Period. Oh, I like the way you think.
Thank you. Thank
Period.
you. I am not dismissing that you are the queen and the diva. You are the queen and the queen.
Yeah.
Also, this bit was 100% planned.
Correct.
It was my idea, so
Yes.
don't get mad at Brooke. Anyway, hi, welcome to the Cup TV. Brooke already did the intro. I don't have to.
That, right?
Yes, I'm Logan Murphy. Y'all know me. I'm drinking water. Whatever.
I see you, Lana.
I'll say something gay.
Gay.
I say something gay. Thank you. There we
Thank
go.
you. And I am Lana, your resident. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And I am drinking something today. Oh, shocker! Strawberry Sunkiss is back. Yes.
I'm
yes.
so surprised.
I know. Who would have thought I'm drinking Strawberry Sunkiss? Not
What?
everybody who's watched the Cup in any recent time. Love it. But yeah. But you know what I also have with me? I have my cup mug.
Mine is literally like a foot away from me in the floor, and I cannot grab it because I don't want to knock over my setup.
Hey, to be fair, I only have it part-time now because I leave it at home. I really need to get something to seal. If anyone has any tips and tricks for sealing in Sharpie on I forget ceramic, let me know, please. Thank you.
I'll give it it's still a party because Brooke has it. It's just a foot away. Panel full of cup mugs.
We're also partying for a different reason tonight.
Yeah, we're partying. We'll have another party later. We'll talk about it. But you can get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Unless your country is on fire, then there are some excuses. But once the fire's out, there's no excuses. Period.
Exactly.
I'm looking at Brazil. That's happening to you. Okay.
And other South American countries.
Other South American countries that happening with y'all right now. Our prayers and thoughts are with y'all. Period.
Yes, God.
And hi, everybody. You already heard my name. It's Brooke. I had an intro, and I kind of blanking on it, so I'll just say hi. I maybe guest hosted for about 2 seconds. But that should not dissuade you from listening to me co-host with Lana like half the time on the Ringside channel.
Period.
And speaking of that, you can go find that link down in the description below where you can also find all of our audio podcasts. And I will say, on this current moment that we are sitting on Beyonce and Taylor Hale's internet, we have hit 1,000 Spotify episodes.
We have. And we are almost at 10,000 listeners. 10,000 listens to the stuff. So we are moving up. No, I'm excited. So yay.
Yes.
We may not be your favorite drag queen's favorite artist, but we are still.
We could be your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I would hope so.
Logan, is this your favorite podcast?
Of course it is.
Then you did it already. Congratulations. We have done it, internet. 10 out of 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so if you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, such as The Cup Ringside, and our Patreon down in the description below. So go check that out. All those things. Wonderful, wonderful. So we are back. Thankfully, it's not just me today. I was very lonely earlier this week.
Yeah.
But we are all back.
I'm talking again. Yay.
Yay, Lana.
I have a voice.
Yay.
I'm not at work.
Yay.
I work from home.
Yay.
Yay.
And we have our first juror.
Yes.
It has happened. Yay!
It only took 59 days, but we finally got one.
At least Mimi still holds the record for most days in the house still being a pre-juror. So at least she still has that record.
I don't want that to be a record she has.
I don't want that to be her record, but she has
it.
So
but okay.
I hate that for her too. But
I love you, Nicole.
we actually have some stuff from the Wednesday episode to talk about, and we're going to talk about this eviction because it was an eviction. And we're going to talk about the fact that Julie did not host the episode for the first time in 24 years, and we're going to dive into all of it. But first, I already did the but first.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do but first because I can. But first, we have to talk about Jerry.
Jerry. Yes, Jerry O'Connell, that is.
Yes, Jerry O'Connell, co-host of The Talk on CBS, was a co-host with Miss Julie at one point in the past. I don't think she's on there anymore.
She hasn't been on there since the whole Big Brother 20 stuff, like that time period of Julie Chen Moon.
She actually never hosted with Jerry.
Oh, did she not?
Yeah,
no,
so back
Jerry came
when she left, it was just all women. That was the
it
whole
was
thing
still Sharon and it wasn't. Julie left and none of the men came on the show yet, so she never actually hosted with Jerry.
Well, they've both been on that show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jerry is our fill-in host this week. I have to say, I think he did a pretty dang good job overall.
I enjoyed him. I thought Jerry was very good. He is absolutely a fan of Big Brother, so he knows Big Brother. He knew what he was talking about. He knew what was going on, and I don't know if he's kept a close eye on this season, but I know he's watched some of this season, so I know he knows who these people are, and it showed. I think he did a really good job. You can see a little bit of nervousness, but that's to be expected. Who wouldn't be nervous to walk into a position that somebody who has never been off of the show in 26 seasons? Like, she's never missed an episode, a live eviction episode. So for him to walk into that and have to take that place is a huge deal. But I thought he handled himself well. He gave us just enough Julie with a little bit of Jerry mixed in, of a fan who's enjoying watching this show. So I thought he did a really good job. I was happy.
One critique on Jerry. One critique.
You would always have
no, but this is a valid critique. Okay, sir, when you are signing off the episode, okay, you didn't have to go full Julie, peace, love, sunshine, and rainbows on us. Like, I get why you did that, but it would have been nice if I didn't have to hear love one another at the end of a live episode of Big Brother for some time recently.
The way he handled it, I thought was great. He said, Julie wanted me to remind you to love one another. And I was like, sure. Because at the end of the day, this is still Julie's show. So he has to respect Julie's outro.
He was being very mindful,
very demure,
very mindful.
Very mindful. So I didn't mind that at all. Brooke just looking for something to nitpick Jerry about.
It's my entire job on this podcast. What do you mean?
But yeah, it was fine. Jerry did great. And the house guests were very shocked when they saw Jerry's face pop up.
I was wondering I was wondering whether they were going to tell them or not beforehand, but no.
They didn't tell them beforehand. They did it live on TV.
Thankfully, Chelsea was the HOH this week, so she didn't have to go in and say, "Hi, Auntie Jerry."
Right. I would have loved her to be like, "Hey, that. Uncle Jerry." I would have loved that. I would have loved that.
Right. But yes, let's talk about this.
One quick thing. Did we see how quickly Mackenzie was like, "Oh, Jerry, let me take this full thing off my head. It's a man. Hold on."
Can we also?
She said, "Oh shoot, it's a man. Hold on,
right."
I'm not wearing this full hat with this.
Between the commercial break, she was probably going over all of it.
Yeah.
Like, also, if we haven't made this abundantly clear yet, well wishes to Julie. COVID sucks.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. It's not fun.
It's absolutely.
Not fun. She did say she'll be back for next week, so cool. But let's talk about this week in review really, really quick. Obviously, we know that Chelsea was the HOH. She nominated Angela and Kimo for Eviction. The veto happened, and oh boy, it happened.
Did it really?
Can we?
It barely happened.
Can we just? Okay. They took 2 segments of the episode yesterday to show us one round of OTEV.
One round of OTEV.
Because it only took 1 round.
It only took 1 stinking round. I know they feel like the biggest group of idiots ever to be in the Big Brother house. Because there has never been 1 round of OTEV. Like, ever. This is the week of firsts in Big Brother history. We don't have Julie for the first time, and now we've had 1 round of OTEV where everybody got it wrong. I could not believe. And people are like, and the crazy part, you got T-Core and Cam sitting on the side, the only 2 who didn't get to play. And T-Core is like, when they read the question, I was like, it wasn't Tucker because we got out Tucker and Mackenzie. How is I'm watching them throw Cedric away, like, and it's Cedric. She was like, oh, and all of them got it wrong. Sad.
When they said that, right, my immediate first thought was, oh, it's Tucker. And then Angela said it. I'm like, oh, but wait, that was the first HOH and then the downgrading and all that stuff. I mean, again, I get why they messed up because I feel like that was an easy thing to mess up on. But I mean, at the end of the day, props to Mackenzie for being the only person to correctly remember this. And also, Chelsea, Queen, you didn't get to play in this competition.
You didn't get to play. You were playing right next to Cedric. What do you mean you couldn't get that right? I want to know. I wonder what they would have done if everybody got it wrong. We just have to reset the thing and do it again. That's crazy.
They would have had to.
They just run back outside, run back inside, take a shower, come back out, meet OTEV, the trash talking trash panda once again, and then etc. I will say something I did like about this OTEV, like the atmosphere of this one, right? Because sometimes OTEV feels a little like dingy to me. The colors were gorgeous this year. Like, it was a nice thing to look at, and I appreciated that.
This is one of the best, the most well-constructed OTEVs they've done in years, just for them to throw it all away for 1 round because everyone got it wrong other than Mackenzie. Now, if I'm some of these house guests that played and didn't play, I would say, okay, I am making note that the rest of these people are idiots. And that Mackenzie knows her shit.
To be fair to Mackenzie, though, right? We're talking about Chelsea like not getting it, and she was one of the 2 people who sat out. The other being Cedric, the correct answer, mind you. But also, Mackenzie got out in that first round of New Rule, and she probably, was like, well, maybe I didn't get to play on the board, but it was technically the first round of New Rule. So I feel like that specifically is going to be something that sticks in her mind. But like, Chelsea has no excuse specifically, but also, y'all, if you see Cedric's name in that pool, which at least a few of them have confirmed they did, right? Did it not give you like a momentary pause? Did you not get like a little bit of a wait?
Apparently
Cedric
not.
was a mascot. Like, did it not happen?
No.
You would think it would have to, but I mean, I've never played OSEV,
No, because so much shit has gone on in this house that like none of them probably remember that week. Let's be real. Like, anyway.
Do you want to know who the real winner of this competition is? Angie Rockstar, because she has finally erased the worst mistake in OTEV history.
Yes! Rockstar!
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Rockstar
so
for
her.
Big Brother Second Chances. Thank
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%. And we ended up with a cliffhanger going into this episode because what I don't think we saw on feeds was 30 minutes prior to the veto meeting. Mackenzie went to Quinn and basically told Quinn, I'm going to use the veto. You or Leah's going up.
Mm-hmm.
Goopery.
Mm-hmm.
The goopery. The goopery.
The man runs as fast as he can to that HOH room. He has about like 3 minutes before the veto meeting to try to talk to Chelsea out of doing it. I understand in that like small period of time where you're like trying to just get it to not be you that he went after Leah. But I also feel like he could have just been like, look, we can get Angela out. If you don't get her out now, she's going to keep skating through, right? And I feel like that it coming up from that angle might have got them to put up Leah, because his argument about Leah was to me, a little less logical than the argument he could have had about Angela, which I feel like if they were going to use the veto on one of them, they might go after Leah because she's more connected than Quinn is in the house. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I honestly, I don't know. I think it could have gone several many ways. I think Chelsea made ultimately the right decision. I will say, I think she made the right decision. Mm-hmm. And in a week of firsts, we did have another first here. But first, Mackenzie decided to use the power of veto on Angela. And Angela has now set the record for the most times a veto has been used on someone in one season. And she ties the overall record for having someone use the veto on them. It is her and Dan Giesling.
Note.
And if you told me about a month ago that Angela would have matched a record of Dan Giesling's, I would have laughed in your face because I wouldn't have expected Angela to make it that far.
Not only did she match this record, she has a very real chance of surpassing it, and that's insane to me.
Oh, yeah. This house is wild.
But here's the thing. I get it. The record, she's might pass the record, but we have to think about the game and the game she's playing and the game Dan played. Dan has got that use on him for skills that he did, that the moves that he made, and it came back on him. She's getting it used on her because nobody thinks she can win anything else. They're not threatened by her.
I will give you one thing. I think the first 2 times the veto got used on her, I fully agree. I think this week, totally on Angela, because I think she pulled a really good move and said, look, Chelsea, we don't really talk game that much. I am coming to you to tell you that I saw these 5 people get into an alliance last night. And I'm telling you, if you take me out this week, cool, I'm out of the game, but then you're going to be down in numbers 5-3. And I think that was great gameplay. That's resume boosting right there for me, because it's very hard, especially in a situation where she was the primary target coming into this week. She wasn't even the pawn. To be able to pull it out and flip it over, like, I was impressed by that. I think last week yeah, it was and even then last week, Leah picked her because Angela had worked on her relationship with Leah. And I'm not going to say that she gets saved by anybody else there. I don't think she does. But I think for Angela, working on that relationship with Leah and building this much of a social game worked out for her. The first time, no, 100%, I agree. But I think these past two, she's done the right things, even if it was very minimal work.
I can agree with you on this one for sure. I think I agree. I think she did make that call to tell Chelsea at the right time about an alliance that she thought she heard being built and blah blah blah. I think she played off of Chelsea's paranoia, and I think that I will give her props for that. And I don't do that often. She definitely, she made that happen this week. I will give her that. Leah's last week, I feel like that was more Leah than that was more Angela. Did she work on her relationship with Leah? Sure. But I think Leah was operating on the fact that I need more numbers with me, and getting rid of Angela this week. She literally took over Quinn's whole HOH. Leah was the HOH last week without being the HOH. So I think that was more on Leah than I would give it to Angela. But yeah, I will give you that this week. She actually did. She did make that. Yeah.
We are living in a universe where, honestly, I still see a lot of people saying that Angela doesn't have a shot to win.
Oh, she got a shot.
She's got a really genuinely good shot to win, honestly. I think if the right things happen in this jury segment of this game, I think there is a universe. I think there are a couple people right now that if Angela was sitting next to, she could win.
I think the only people that she like definitively loses to, and I don't see a way for her not to, are Chelsea and T-Core, personally.
I would put Mackenzie in that category as well.
Now, here's my thing with Mackenzie, though, right? She's not exactly popular with the other side of the house.
Right.
I don't like her that much. And I think a situation where we also know Leah and Mackenzie, as much as they had to work together for the first little bit, not exactly fans of each other either. If it's like a bitter jury situation where it's T-Core, Rubina, Kimo, and Leah, and they all just don't want Mackenzie to win and vote for Angela, I could see her beating Mackenzie that way.
I don't personally see, I think of those four, I think the only one of them that I truly see being a bitter juror is Leah, honestly. I think Leah, regardless, is going to be a bitter juror. I would like to think that the trio would recognize the game move, especially if Mackenzie is a big part of taking one or two or all three of them out of the game directly. I think they would respect the game move over Angela, who has played a much more subtle game. And I think the overall arc of Mackenzie's game being, I know that statement comes very, very
it's just
wildly, but it is true.
The idea of calling anything Angela Murray has done in Big Brother subtle is just hysterical.
But it is though, because she hasn't made the biggest, flashiest moves. She's been the biggest, flashiest personality, but her gameplay has not been. Her gameplay has been very subtle, like we saw this week.
Very
with
mindful.
her. I'm not going to call her demure or mindful, but what I am going to call her is honestly a pretty good player of Big Brother. I'm going to give her her sevens here, maybe even eights, because I think that's fair.
I don't think she's played the worst game out of the people that are left in the house. I'll tell her that much.
No. It's certain people who've played worse games, but I feel like it is a route for Angela to win this game. As much as I personally would not like to see it, there is a route. And the problem is people are overlooking her. And they're like, oh, we'll get her next time. She's not a threat to me. They'll move it and they'll save her. And they'll continue to save her. And I think Felicia Cannon said it on RJP this week. Y'all keep overlooking her. She's going to find herself in those final two seats. And she's going to give out all the things that she did in this game. including winning HOHs, and you won't be able to deny her. And it's going to, people are going to be like, wait a minute, because she's going to say these things like, I progressed this. Leah used the veto on me because we had a relationship. Mackenzie used this veto on me because everybody wanted me to be a part of the numbers. I was floating with everybody and was with people. I made Chelsea think that an alliance was formed and she wasn't a part of it. So they were coming to, so everybody chose to keep me. They keep doing that. She's building up her resume slowly but surely in, like we say, subtle moves. But those subtle moves are going to turn into a very well-rounded resume. And you sit there and listen to her. If she can articulate it in a way that makes you want to vote, that intrigues you enough to vote, she can win this game. And
well, I mean, for me, right, looking at the people that are like left in the house, she honestly has like the second most impressive resume in the house from a resume perspective purely, right? I think the only person who has a stronger resume than Angela right now is T-Core. And I know people are going to say Chelsea. Chelsea is playing a better game than Angela. Do not get me wrong at all. But if you were to go look based on resume, well, let's see. Angela's had one real HOH, right? And guess what? She got her target out. The second time she was HOH, it was a clutch competition win where if she didn't win that HOH, she was probably going home in week 4, right? She's been on the block on eviction night twice. She has only had a few votes cast against her to send her home. She's literally, everyone she has went after is out of the game now, right? Like time and time again, it has happened. She got Matt out. She got Lisa out. She got Kenny out. Not her doing these things, but because, they had a target on their back. She made sure that target was there. And the people she wanted to go home have went home. And to me, that means you are doing something right. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes to Angela long term, if they don't take her out before top 6, right, that's the end for me. Because 8 and 7, you have a shot, right? At 6, everybody is going to say, I'm taking Angela to the end. Right? There is no reason at 6 and past to get her out of there because it's Angela, right? That's going to be the thought process. And that's going to end up getting Angela at least $75,000, and it could get her a lot more.
That is the story of my life, Brooke. 8 and 7. In every game I've gone out, 8 and 7 is where they take me out because they're like, if you let us get to top 6, ain't no point in taking them out right then. At this point, or I'm gonna start doing stuff. Angela 8 and 7. Those are the weeks they have to get her out of one of those weeks, or it's what's the point? You want then people be like, I want to sit next to her because they are going to underestimate her resume. Angela ain't doing nothing. They not go see the subtle moves that we see, so they go underestimate her and they go want to sit next to her. The jury don't like her, but then when she comes up with this bomb speech that she just lays out her plan, everybody gonna be like, oh. So it could happen. But we move. We get past all of that.
Otherwise, I'm going to say this, honestly, this episode was a lot of fluff.
Yeah. Because they only had one round of veto.
They only had one round of veto. They had
a lot of conversations.
They had to cliffhanger the veto into this episode in order to give us anything. The main point of the strategy of this episode is Quinn is doing a really, really good job at campaigning. Like he did some of the best campaigning I've seen this season. And at one point, Chelsea genuinely considered the idea of keeping Quinn and voting out Kimo this week.
Honestly, I think they should have. I'm going to be honest.
I was going to ask how you thought about that. Yeah.
I think they should have voted out Kimo because you need to break up the trio before that same reason we were just talking about with Angela. You let this trio get to 6. They run the house. You can't, you know what I mean? If one of them is the HOH, They not putting their folks up. Y'all, they go run the house. So you really need to. They should have sent Kimo out the door to break up that trio. But I understand why they would go after Quinn as well. He makes sense. But the tree, you know this is a trio. You calling them a trio. That is what you call them by name. Why not go after a trio?
Well, I think this next week, depending on who wins head of household, we're about to see some faction wars here, because you got the one side, you got the Mackenzie, Chelsea, Cam trio, right? Which in my mind is now a trio at this point. Then you have T-Core, Kimo, and Rubina, obviously. And then you kind of have Angela and Leah in the middle. And I think the interesting thing for Angela and Leah is that I don't see a world where either of them go home this week. Like, it would be insane to me. The only way I see it is if, like, let's say Cam wins HOH. He puts up T-Core and Rubina, right? Kimo wins, pulls one of them off, and then one of them has to go up as a replacement nominee. But even then, that trio is not going to have the votes to keep the third member. So, like, I feel like we're going to see one of the two trios are getting broken up this week.
I see a universe where one of them goes home. I think if T-Core wins HOH,
she will put up Angela and Leah.
100%.
I don't see that. I feel like
I honestly see Angela more than I see Leah. I see the nominees being Angela and probably Mackenzie, yeah. And if the veto gets used, probably Cam goes up.
I think if the veto gets used, if Mackenzie wins the veto, take herself down, Leah goes up.
I could see that happening too.
Well, we also got to remember, I feel like, I know I'm skipping ahead a tiny bit here, but with this eviction vote tonight, right? The two people who voted out somebody in that trio.
Right. That's why I think that I think
T-Core would.
T-Core would do it. I think Rubina would do it.
I think Kimo would too.
I think Kimo would do it.
Because Kimo low-key has this weird, like, side alliance kind of with Cam now. I also want to acknowledge, I'm very excited because now the Big Brother house is the girls, the gays, and Cam. The girls, the gays, and Cam. And if you watched the most recent season of...
Quinn is gone, by the way.
Yeah, Quinn's gone. 4-2, whatever.
Okay, but we cannot whatever completely, because in his eviction speech, he mentions Brittany losing her dignity on a wiener, right? Cool. Funny, one of my favorite moments in the history of Big Brother. And then he mentions Terrence with the damn crock pot.
Not the crock pot.
I have been trying to wash my brain of that crock pot since season 24. I've been trying to just wipe my memory of the crock pot. And then Quinn turns around and brings up the crock pot. So now it's back in my head, and I am thoroughly angry at Quinn right now. Thoroughly angry.
Would it have been better if he mentioned the pool floaty that only lasted 5 minutes?
I would rather him not mention that any of that at all. Like any of that at all.
From Big Brother 24 is the ending, because that is the only thing
that is the only mention how great Taylor is. That's all we need to ever talk about from 24. I am thoroughly angry. If I have a chance to say anything to Quinn, I will be very upset with him. Like, you did this to me. I have been. It took me years and years to not think about that dang crock pot, and you brought it right back up.
I laughed so hard.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out. Bye.
But yes, Quinn is evicted by a vote of 4-2. The two being Leah and Angela. Blindsided on this vote again.
I don't know how they keep
Quinn seemingly. It seems like they didn't let Quinn know prior that he was going home. No, they don't have. There was talk of letting Quinn know on the feeds today.
That's the funniest thing to me. I'm like, everybody. I mean, and I get it.
It's because we're in jury now.
Yeah. That is the right thing to do. Yeah.
It would have been the right thing to do for someone to do it, but
I think that's gonna lose him some points with people. I think the other way around. I think he's gonna, because, I mean, I would say Angela and Leah are both not making it to the end together, but they could, right? There's a world.
They could.
But I don't know if y'all saw, but when Rubina went to give him a hug, he was not feeling that at all.
In what fucking universe is Rubina voting to save Quinn over Kimo?
Right.
I'm not saying that his feelings are accurate or they make sense, but that is how
they are valid
in the moment. Yeah.
They are valid, but like, baby, you fucked up several opportunities to work with Rubina. She literally told him this week that they would have been a really great duo in this house, and he fucked it up. Bye, Quinn.
Bye, Quinn.
The girls, the gays, and Cam. The girls, the gays, and Cam. And that's where we're at. We did find out that the HOH competition we're being shown on Sunday is an interesting one. I don't remember exactly the words Jerry used. My guess is slip and slide.
I think
I fucking hope not.
I hope it is, and I hope Quinn got evicted right before slip and slide because he really wanted to do slip and slide.
Okay, do you know why I hope it's not slip and slide? Right?
Why?
For maximum chaos, I want a Leah HOH.
Oh God!
Yeah. So like, and we all know, okay, historically, who wins slip and slide?
Cam.
Exactly. So I hope it's not slip and slide. I low-key would love an Angela HOH. I don't think she needs it right now, and quite frankly, I think that could be disastrous for her game. But I like Leah. I think would be the most entertaining person to win HOH this week. So that's who I want to win HOH this week. Because then she would send. She said she would put up T-Core and Chelsea if she won, and then I want to see both sides of the house going absolutely insane over that. But yeah, like I think.
Could you imagine if T-Core and Chelsea are the noms at the end of the week, and they have to fight over Angela?
Because that's oh my God, I need this.
Okay, I'm fine with this scenario. I just want it to be anyone else from those trios other than T-Core and Chelsea.
Okay, but like in a situation where this is like basically determining which of the two like front runners, because they are the front runners right now.
Yeah.
Them, is still in the game after next week, right? Which again, scenarios. Scenarios. I'm just imagining a world where T-Core and Chelsea are both trying to convince Angela after not only both of them put her on the block. Chelsea's done it twice, but also just Angela, I can see the DR now. She's just sitting there and she's like, well, Cam and Mackenzie are obviously going to save Chelsea, and Kimo and Rubina are obviously going to save T-Core. So who does that leave in the middle to decide the entire fate of the house? Me. Angela. I need this to happen.
But then can it be a fake eviction and neither of them go home?
Well, we know next week is probably a double, right? Do we think next week's a double?
They didn't announce it. They didn't announce the double. What they did announce is that Ainsley is gone.
For the week.
And in her place is her assistant.
An AI assistant. That's a new one.
So it's Zingbot this week, right?
Yeah, it's Zingbot week, yeah.
It's gotta be Zingbot, right?
Did they not already do Zingbot slip and slide though? That's why I think it might not
be. I believe they've done Zingbot slip and slide before.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's not slip and slide because I don't like that comp to begin with. But we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. And we'll be back to talk about more Big Brother things. Now, I will let you know our weekly schedule has changed.
Yes.
Because we decided to change it. Mondays don't really work as well for us anymore. So now we are going to be here on Saturday to talk about live feed stuff. We will be back on Tuesday to dive into the Sunday episode, the veto meeting, all of those lovely, fun, wonderful things. And we will be back next Thursday for the second eviction of Jury. In the meantime, thank you for joining us for this lovely, wonderful, and fantastic recap. Make sure to let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Check the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
From way, 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 way outside the Big Brother house, we are still the cup, thankfully.
Love only yourself. No one else. Only yourself.
Take us out, Brooke.
Well, Jerry.
Good night, house guests.